Let's just do a quick compare and contrast, shall we? So yesterday, over the course of a 1-hour period, Donald Trump made 25 separate posts on his social media, and they were posts like this, and like this, and like this, and like this. And I want to share those with you, but then I want to compare it with what Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate, Governor Walz, were doing. Governor Walz gave an incredible speech at a local high school in Pennsylvania. Vice President Kamala Harris answered the questions from...
In the wild world of American politics, it's hard to top the spectacle that is Donald Trump on social media. Watching his antics is like witnessing a reality TV show where the drama never ends, and the plot twists make you question if you're still watching the same episode. On one side, we've got Trump, the master of chaos, desperately hogging the spotlight. On the other, Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz, who are trying to inject some sanity back into the conversation. It's a clash of epic proportions, the king of distraction versus the champions of substance. Let's start with Trump's recent social media spree. In just 1 hour, the man managed to post 25 times, each one more absurd than the last. It's like he's speed-running his way through a social media marathon, except instead of inspiring quotes and cute cat videos, he's serving up AI-generated images of Taylor Swift fans endorsing him. Yes, you read that right. Taylor Swift fans, or as Trump might call them, Swifties for Trump. And if that's not desperate, I don't know what is.
Detailed manner, Donald Trump was accepting fake endorsements from AI images of fake Taylor Swift fans and posting it over and over again. Now, Vice President Kamala Harris, Governor Walz, President Biden posted AI images of a celebrity, just pick a random celebrity, of Beyonce, right, and said, Beyonce has endorsed me and Beyonce's fans have endorsed me. And it was AI images. Do you think for a moment that that would not be on the front page of every major media network calling for that specific candidate who posted it to step down, and rightfully so? But for corporate media, it's just Trump being Trump. He's posting AI images of fake Taylor Swift fans and accepting it. That's just Trump being his weirdo, deranged, demented self. Nuclear codes for that guy. I mean, look what Donald Trump posted. He goes, I accept Swifties turning to Trump after ISIS foiled Taylor Swift concert. Taylor wants you to vote for Donald Trump. Swifties for Trump. These are AI.
Imagine for a second if Kamala Harris or Governor Walz did something similar, posted AI images of, say, Beyonce's fans claiming Queen Bey's endorsement. The media would explode faster than a piñata at a birthday party. But when Trump does it, it's just Trump being Trump. The double standard is so glaring, you'd need sunglasses just to look at it. It's as if Trump is competing in his own version of the Olympics, where the only event is how low he can set the bar, and he's winning gold every time.
Also, Donald Trump making racist posts like this as part of the post. He goes, if you're a woman, you can either vote for Trump or wait until one of these monsters goes after your daughter, and it is just a photo of migrants who are not white. Okay? So Donald Trump, again, blatant.
But Trump's not just about the laughs. There's a darker side to his antics. Take his posts about migrants, for instance. These aren't just tasteless. They're straight-up fear-mongering. It's like Trump's running a horror show where the monsters are anyone who doesn't look like him. His strategy is straight out of the Dictatorship for Dummies handbook. Create a fake enemy, scare the pants off people, and then swoop in as the hero. Never mind that the real threat is usually Trump himself, like a firefighter who sets his own fires just so he can get applause for putting them out.
Donald Trump, who's been found liable of sexual assault, who's on audio bragging about sexually assaulting women, which Donald Trump said that was locker room talk. Donald Trump, who's on video bragging about inspecting girls at his beauty pageants without their consent because when you run the pageant, they let you do it. Donald Trump is saying that right there. Convicted felon, just overall despicable human being. That's what
And then there's the staggering irony of Trump, a man with more sexual assault accusations than a bad B-movie villain, trying to position himself as the protector of women. It's almost like watching a fox offer to guard the henhouse, except this particular fox is wearing a bright red "Make America Great Again" hat and shamelessly boasting about his beauty pageant exploits. Trump warning about dangers to women? That's rich, coming from a guy who's been caught on tape bragging about his own predatory behavior. The absurdity is almost too much to take seriously, especially considering his long history of allegations and scandal. For a man who has been recorded making derogatory comments about women and who's faced numerous accusations of misconduct, the idea that he could genuinely care about protecting women is laughable. It's like the ultimate case of the pot calling the kettle black, wrapped in hypocrisy and served with a side of disbelief.
side and compare that to what Governor Walz and Vice President Kamala Harris was doing. Here is Governor Walz right here, former high school football coach who brought his team to win a state championship. Here he is talking to a football team right here, a group of young people, about why they shouldn't be so cynical about politics and the opportunity that exists right now to turn politics into something about joy and optimism and happiness and improving our country, not fear and division like Donald Trump and MAGA want.
Now let's pivot to the adults in this scenario. Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz. While Trump is busy living out his social media fantasies, Harris and Walz are out there, actually doing their jobs. Governor Walz, for instance, gave an inspiring speech at a Pennsylvania high school, urging young people not to give up on politics. His message was refreshingly simple. Politics should be about building a better future, not tearing each other down like contestants on a reality show.
Play this clip.
I know it'd be easy, especially now. Our politics has been pretty ugly. Our politics has seemed pretty negative. Our politics is something that I know, what I fear most is that young people turn away from it rather than turning into it. Politics isn't that much different than this. It's about something bigger than themselves. It's about setting a future goal and trying to reach it. It's about doing it with dignity and hard work. It's about doing it with humility. And when you lose, you walk across the field and you shake hands with the other team and know they played hard too. But we're all in it together to try and make it better. And things like investing in this public school and I can't imagine what this place looks like when it's filled with folks and the lights are on and the leaves are turning and that game's in the fourth quarter and somebody has to make that play. Somebody has to step up and you look to each side of you and I trust them. I trust them to make that play. Our country's not that different. Our neighbors want to be with you. Our neighbors want to do what's right. And the more we figure out that we're in this thing together and we have more in common than we have separated, we're going to do a heck of a lot better. So I have to tell you, thanks for taking some time. Thanks for giving us the privilege to stand on this field because you earn the right to be on this field. You earn it with a lot of sweat. You earn it with a lot of time in the weight room. You earn it with the folks who came before you and know that they care how you conduct yourselves on this. And we feel the same way. We have a responsibility to the American public to conduct ourselves with dignity, conduct ourselves with a vision, and to conduct ourselves on all of this. When football's done right, it is just fun as heck to play the game. And that's the way things can be. So I have to tell you, I am just honored to be with this leader. I'm honored with someone who's showing us that. I'm honored with someone who's out doing politics with a smile on her face and with a sense that everybody matters. And we're here in this space to say it's not just a cliche. Our future is with you, and we have a responsibility to deliver it to you in good shape, to make sure that we're doing the right things to give you a good shot at the future. And so for me, it's a privilege to be on this team. It's a privilege to see this leader do it.
Walz's analogy comparing politics to football was a touchdown in itself. He's out there talking about teamwork, respect, and striving for something greater, while Trump is off in the corner, trying to convince everyone he's better looking than Kamala Harris. Seriously, that was a thing. Trump actually spent part of a speech ranting about how he's better looking than Kamala. It's like watching a high school popularity contest where one of the contestants missed the memo that this isn't about looks. And then there's Kamala Harris, who is the epitome of cool, calm, and collected. While Trump is busy fabricating endorsements from imaginary Swifties, Harris is out there doing what politicians are supposed to do, answering tough questions and explaining her policies. During her bus tour across Pennsylvania, Harris gave detailed answers about her economic plans, including the child tax credit and investments in home ownership. It's the kind of serious, data-driven conversation you'd expect from someone running for office, not someone running for high school prom queen.
She's talking about what her policies can do for the American people. Here's Vice President Kamala Harris answering. I could show you 10 clips like this, but here's one very detailed answer. I don't know about you. I want a politician who talks about policies and details and data. Play the clip.
You unveiled some economic policies last week.
Yeah.
Can you explain how you're going to pay for those? And can you give us a sense of what other policies you want to unveil going forward?
Sure. Well, I mean, you just look at it in terms of what we are talking about, for example, around children and the child tax credit and extending the EITC. It's at $6,000 for the first year of a child's life. The return on that investment in terms of what that will do and what it will pay for will be tremendous. We've seen it when we did it in the first year of our administration. We reduced child poverty by over 50%. So that's a lot of the work. And then what we're doing in terms of the tax credits, we know that there's a great return on that investment. When we increase home ownership in America, what that means in terms of increasing the tax base, not to mention property tax base, what that does to fund schools, again, return on investment. I think it's a mistake for any person who talks about public policy to not critically evaluate how you measure the return on investment. When you are strengthening neighborhoods, strengthening communities, and in particular the economy of those communities, and investing in a broad-based economy, everybody benefits, and it pays for itself in.
Harris's focus on policy over personality is a breath of fresh air in a political landscape that often feels like a never-ending circus. While others might get caught up in the drama of cheap shots and Twitter feuds, Harris stays grounded in what really counts, making a real difference. She's not here for the sound bites or the viral moments. She's here to talk about solutions that can actually improve people's lives. And sure, this approach might not generate the same instant buzz as Trump's latest Twitter meltdown or outrageous comment, but it's the kind of steady, thoughtful leadership that truly matters in the long run. Harris's commitment to discussing policies, rather than playing into the spectacle, shows that she's in it for the right reasons, to serve the people, not to feed the media frenzy. In a world where controversy often drowns out substance, her approach is a welcome change. One of the most frustrating parts of this whole scenario is the media's treatment of Trump's antics. If Kamala Harris or Governor Walz pulled the kind of stunts Trump does, posting AI-generated images and making wild, baseless claims, they'd be skewered by the press faster than you can say, fake news. But Trump? He gets a pass. His behavior is treated like some kind of bizarre reality TV show, where we all just shrug and say, that's just Trump being Trump. It's like we've collectively decided that Trump operates in his own alternate reality, where the usual rules of politics and decency don't apply. But the problem is, this isn't just a TV show. We're talking about the future of the country. The media's normalization of Trump's antics is dangerous because it lowers the bar for everyone. If Trump can get away with this stuff, what's to stop others from following in his footsteps? At the heart of this contrast is a fundamental difference in approach. Trump's strategy is all about fear. Fear of the other. Fear of change, fear of anything that doesn't fit into his narrow worldview. He wants to divide people, pit them against each other, and ride that wave of division all the way to power. It's like he's trying to turn the country into a giant episode of Survivor, where the last one standing gets the nuclear codes.
Take that and compare that to this. Donald Trump's post. We had to turn away lots of people yesterday in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, but Comrade Kamala Harris's social media operation showed empty seats long before the rally started early in the afternoon, when in actuality we had to turn away 11,500 people. She's a crooked, radical left politician and always will be. Everything she touches turns bad, just like California and San Francisco before it. As is the case with all Marxists, she should have never been vice president and had to stage a coup to Joe Biden with her America-hating friends Barack Hussein Obama, crazy Nancy Pelosi, crying Chuck Schumer, and the rest. Comrade Kamala is a stone-cold loser. She will fail, and if she doesn't, our country will cease to exist as we know it, turning into a communist, crime-ridden garbage dump. November 5th will be the most important date in the history of the U.S. It's as simple as that! Exclamation point.
Harris, on the other hand, offers a message of hope and unity. She talks about fighting for what we believe in, whether that's workers' rights, freedom, or lifting up the middle class. Her vision is one of inclusivity and progress, a far cry from Trump's dark, cynical view of the world. Harris isn't interested in playing the fear game. She's focused on building a better future for everyone, not just the select few who happen to agree with her. As we head into another crucial election, the choice between these two approaches couldn't be clearer. On one hand, we've got Trump, whose every move seems designed to create chaos, distract from the real issues, and sow division. On the other hand, we have Harris and Walz, who are focused on policies that matter, engaging with the public in meaningful ways, and bringing some much-needed dignity back to the political process.
Folks, but fear itself. Donald Trump is all about division. It's all about culture war. He's all about...
The difference between Trump's social media circus and Harris's thoughtful, policy-driven approach is more than just a difference in style. It's a difference in substance. Trump's game is all about spectacle and short-term gains, while Harris is playing the long game, focused on what really matters for the American people. In the end, this isn't just about two different political approaches, it's about two contrasting visions for the country. Trump's perspective seems rooted in division, fear, and chaos, where leadership is gauged by the noise you create and the conflicts you spark. In contrast, Harris and Walz offer a vision centered on unity, hope, and progress, where leadership is about serving the people and making meaningful changes. The contrast between these two paths is stark. On one hand, there's the constant drama of a political scene that feels like a never-ending reality TV show, where each day brings a new controversy. On the other hand, there's a focus on addressing real issues that impact real lives, with an emphasis on constructive solutions. It's a defining moment where the direction chosen will shape the future of the nation. And that's a wrap. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Drop a comment below, let's talk about it, and I'll see you in the next video.